Have you ever wondered how iguanas communicate or how they manage to survive in the wild? Iguanas, these large, vibrant lizards native to the Caribbean and Central and South America, hold a world of fascinating secrets. They're not just any regular lizards, but creatures with surprising abilities and characteristics. From breaking off their tails for a quick escape to having a photosensory organ atop their heads, iguanas are truly unique. And did you know? They can even recognize their owners by sight and sound? Intriguing, isn't it? Stay tuned as we unravel the top fun facts about these amazing creatures. Iguanas are large lizards native to the Caribbean and Central and South America, and some have even found their way to the United States. These fascinating creatures can grow up to a whopping 6 feet long, making them one of the largest lizard species. Yet their size isn't the only impressive thing about them. Iguanas have a remarkable lifespan, especially when in captivity. With the right care and environment, these lizards can live up to 20 years, a testament to their resilience and adaptability. Speaking of environments, iguanas aren't your typical house pets. They require a controlled environment to thrive. This includes a large enclosure that can mimic their natural habitat, complete with controlled temperature, humidity, and UV light exposure. It's crucial to note that iguanas are ectotherms, meaning they rely on their surroundings to regulate body temperature. They also need adequate humidity for hydration and UV light to produce vitamin D and absorb calcium from their food. But there's a lot more to these lizards than just their size and lifespan. Did you know that iguanas have a unique way of escaping predators? Now, this is where things get really interesting. Like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie, these remarkable creatures possess the ability to break off their own tails when in harm's way. Picture this: an iguana is cornered by a predator. It feels threatened, and in a blink, it detaches its tail and makes a swift getaway, leaving the predator baffled and empty-handed. But wait, the marvel doesn't end there. Nature has blessed these lizards with a fascinating superpower. If an iguana's tail has been broken off cleanly, it can regrow it. Yes, you heard it right. They can regenerate their tails, although the new one may not be as perfect as the original. This incredible survival tactic is one of the reasons why iguanas have thrived for millions of years in the wild. But that's not the only thing that sets them apart from other lizards. Iguanas possess some abilities that are quite unusual for a lizard. Now, imagine having an eagle's eye. Well, iguanas don't need to. They have exceptional vision that allows them to see shapes, shadows, colors, and movement at long distances. This sharp vision helps them navigate through trees and spot food or predators from afar. But that's not all. These reptiles also have a unique photosensory organ, known as the parietal eye on top of their heads. This third eye doesn't see images, but it's sensitive to changes in light and can detect movement, helping them sense predators coming from above. Now let's talk about how these creatures communicate. Iguanas have a peculiar way of expressing themselves. They bob their heads and move their dewlap. That's the flap of skin under their throats. These movements are their form of sign language, communicating everything from dominance to courtship intentions. So, if you see an iguana bobbing its head at you, it's trying to tell you something. And here's something that might surprise you. Iguanas can recognize their owners by sight and sound. Yes, you heard it right. These lizards can remember and identify familiar people. They can differentiate you from a stranger, and they will react differently based on who they see or hear. These are just a few of the reasons why iguanas are such fascinating creatures. Today, we've learned some surprising facts about iguanas. These large lizards, native to the Caribbean and parts of America, can live up to 20 years and grow up to 6 feet long in captivity. They require a controlled environment with the right temperature, humidity, and UV light exposure. As ectotherms, they rely on humidity for hydration and UV light to produce vitamin D and absorb calcium from their food. Shedding is a normal process for these creatures, and they thrive on a mostly vegetable-based diet. They've got an incredible survival trick up their sleeves, or rather their tails, as they can break off their tails to escape predators. Moreover, if broken cleanly, their tails can regrow. Iguanas have superb vision and a unique photosensory organ on top of their heads. They communicate through head bobbing and dewlap movement and can even recognize their owners by sight and sound. Next time you see an iguana, remember, they're not just your average lizard.